In this video, I'm going to talk through British Cycling's current talent development system. The pathway is split into 6 different stages: club clusters of training, regional schools of racing, Olympic development apprentices, Olympic development programme, Olympic academy programme, and Olympic podium programme. This pathway takes riders from club level to the top step of the podium at an Olympic Games. Let's look at each stage a little more closely. Club clusters of training are the first step on the performance pathway and are run once a week at regional level. Clusters contain around 3 go-ride clubs coming together and providing sessions that physically and technically challenge riders, whilst also preparing them for what's expected of them further down the pathway. Riders are aged 12 to 16 and sessions can be held in all disciplines. The aim of these sessions is to provide a link between the Go Ride programme, which is British Cycling's development programme, and the rest of the performance pathway. CCTs see approximately 4,000 young people go through their programme every year and provide around 80,000 opportunities. Regional schools of racing are held throughout the year in all disciplines. These sessions are the next stage in the performance pathway and aim to provide the rider with an understanding of the skills and effort required for competition, and to provide an understanding of key off-the-bike skills. This is done through group coaching sessions, race and training drills, and workshops off the bike. At this stage of the pathway, riders are selected for each session rather than just turning up. This selection process involves regional pathway coaches meeting with club coaches in what's called the forum to discuss which riders are ready. To get selected, riders must show good bike handling skills, good performance at regional races, progression through the rider route, and enthusiasm and self-motivation. The RSR programme provides around 5,500 opportunities per year. The next step on the performance pathway is to be selected to be one of the 100 Olympic development apprentices specialising in each Olympic discipline depending on your preference. To be selected for this stage, riders must be aged 14 to 16 and show good discipline-specific skills, be competitive at national races, show good progression through the rider route, have a positive attitude and willingness to learn, and receive recommendations from the regional performance pathway coaches. A rider's place on this programme is reviewed every 3 months where they will decide whether or not to keep them on the programme. This also means that riders not previously selected can be taken on at this time. Riders on the programme will learn discipline-specific tactics and skills along with the ability to work for longer at a higher intensity, how to measure their own development and training, and competition habits required for success. This is done through fortnightly coaching days, automatic selection for RSR programmes, access to world-class facilities, advice at national competition, and the development of their own weekly training plans with the guidance and advice from the coaches. There is also potential for riders to guest on training camps with the later stages of the pathway. The Olympic Development Programme takes in riders across the country in all disciplines aged 15 to 17 and is the next step on the performance pathway. The process of selection for this programme involves a long list made up of apprentices who have excelled and any other riders regularly finishing in the top 10 at national levels. This list is then whittled down to a short list of riders who are invited to an assessment day where they are tested on all aspects required in their discipline. From this, the decision is made of who to take on the programme. The selection criteria is that riders must be fast, strong and skillful bike riders, have excellent performance at national levels, must show self-discipline, commitment and a strong work ethic, have a willingness to develop and an open mind to advice and coaching, and have recommendations from pathway coaches. In this stage, riders are taught skills and race tactics that are required at an international level, along with physical aspects required to improve performance, an ability to handle a range of different racing and training conditions without it affecting their performance, and a fundamental skill skills required in off-bike sessions. This is done through coaching sessions with the best riders in the country, an individual programme geared towards long-term development, a personal pathway, a structured race programme, strength and conditioning sessions, education from British Cycling's performance support team, and access to Olympic development apprentice sessions. Along with this, ODP riders also get the opportunity to go on training camps held in half terms and go to international races. The Olympic Academy programme is the first stage of the pathway where riders become full-time residential athletes and are based at the National Cycling Centre in Manchester. Only a few riders are selected each year with the aim of developing them and building on the work done by the ODP. By the time the rider is old enough to gain a place on the Olympic podium programme, the transition should be a step across, not a step up. Although full-time paid athletes, the place on the academy isn't permanent and riders can be dropped as their placement is reviewed throughout the year. The Olympic Performance Programme is the final step along the pathway and is where riders are expected to produce Olympic winning performances. Positions on this programme are still not permanent, and if you aren't showing signs of Olympic winning ability, your contract may not be renewed. This was a brief overview of British Cycling's performance pathway. Over the next set of videos, I'm going to look at aspects that can affect talent development and address how I would make changes to British Cycling's pathway programme.